God bless, guys. Inspiring Theology back with a new video. For this time, I really wanted to talk on this topic that I chose for this video, and that is how to discern God's will. Now, discerning God's will should be at the forefront and should absolutely be the first thing that a Christian seeks in his walk with Christ. Knowing the difference between God's will can literally be the difference between life and death, success and failure. As such, we need to really be certain that the things we are doing is what God desires. Now, I understand that life can get really busy, especially during times of suffering, pain, and transition, which only makes an already difficult task of knowing God's will even harder. But as I said earlier, knowing God's will is the first thing we should seek. And in this video, hopefully, I will provide ways to you guys, my subscribers, in which you can not only know God's will, but also ways on how you can get an increased obedience toward God's commandment and towards God's will. And easy enough, while this principle may be simple to understand, the difficult part lies in practicing it. The difficult parts lies in applying it to our lives. Because as for Christianity in general, the hardest thing is not necessarily understanding the concepts behind the Bible, but living them on a day-to-day basis, in which we are showing that Christ is truly living in us. Now, for the sake of clarity, which is something I always aim for at this channel, I will be providing 5 clear steps as to how you can discern God's will beyond all reasonable doubt. And hopefully you will not only know God's will, but you will be that much more obedient to God's leadings and promptings when He tells you or asks you to do something. Number 1, is it in the Bible? Now, let's not overcomplicate things and make them more difficult than what they already are. If you're struggling to know what God's will, just ask yourself, is what you're about to do or what you're thinking about doing found in the Bible? Simple enough. Number 2, does it contradict the Bible? Now, the second one is very related to the first one, but there is a key difference. All that God desires for you will not necessarily be found in the Bible. As such, the Bible, while a very reliable guide, will not always guide us to all necessary truths. Contrary to popular opinion, the Bible is true truth, not exhaustive truth. And what that simply means is, although the Bible does present us with various principles on what a virtuous woman is, it doesn't help us get a woman. While the Bible does present to us what our corporate believers look like, how we should congregate, it doesn't exactly take us to a specific congregation. It simply tells us what it is. But one thing is as certain as death and taxes, is that whatever God tells you, it's His will, whether that's in the Bible or not, will never contradict what's already written in the holy, inspired, and sacred Bible. So the second one is, does what you're about to do, or is what you're about to do, does it contradict the Bible in some shape or form? For example, if you're in need, specifically if you're in need of money, let's say to pay rent or some bills, God is not going to tell you to go rob someone's purse or wallet, but He will biblically provide for you in a way that will either have someone bringing money to you, or some way, somehow, a check just appears out of nowhere. The point is, God will never act in a manner that contradicts His word. Number 3, does it bring you peace? Now, this third one is very easy to know and find out. Is what you're about to do, or is what you did, bringing you peace of mind? Is there a nagging feeling in your heart, in your mind, somewhere that you're doing something wrong? If that's the case, whether you did or didn't, what you thought about doing is wrong in any case. Because if something does not bring you peace, it does not come from God. That's why the Bible says that God will give us a peace that transcends all reasoning. If you're doing or have done something that has not brought you peace, then it simply wasn't God's will. Number 4, does it edify you spiritually? Now the Apostle Paul famously said in one of his epistles, everything is permissible, but not everything benefits me spiritually. Is what you're about to do or what you already have done benefit you spiritually, either immediately or down the road? Is the decision you're about to make, will it benefit you spiritually? Why is this such an easy one to know? Because God is in the business of enriching our spiritual life so we can draw closer to Him and thus be more successful in completing the Great Commission, which is to take the gospel to the whole world. So number 4, does it edify you spiritually? And finally, number 5, does it align with what God has previously said about His purpose for your life? Now I know this one is a mouthful, but it's really simple and very related to the second one. What God will tell you in the future will never contradict or take you away what He's already told you in the past or what's He telling you in the present, because God works in an orderly manner. He does not work through chaos. This is why the Bible says God is not the author of confusion. What God will tell you in the future, in the present, will all be connected in some shape or form. So number 5, does it align with what God has said for your life? And that's all I have for this video, guys. How to discern God's will. Now I just want to quickly thank all my subscribers, especially those who have stuck around for a while now. I want to wish all of you guys a happy New Year's, and my prayer is that God's will may become fuller, will become richer in your lives as well as in the lives of those around you, as well as in the lives of those you love. This is Inspiring Theology, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already to receive more videos like these. I do sermons, biblical teachings, talks, and occasional top 10 videos. God bless, guys. See you later.